All right, so for 9 through 13, they tell you to rewrite the conditional statement in if-then form. So they're giving you, essentially a statement. Some of them are going to be like the ones that we had on the board. Some, like, of each type. It just depends. So if we look at number 10, it says an object weighs 16 ounces if it weighs 1 pound. That has if in it. So to write it in if-then form, we're going to say if it weighs 1 pound, then the object is 16 ounces. And we could have modified it a little bit because obviously this is written backwards. We could have said if an object weighs 1 pound, then it is 16 ounces. There's some slight variation that you can have in your statement. Your statement won't always look identical to the book or to mine, right? There's different ways we can write it in some cases. So just be aware of that as well. If yours isn't exactly identical to the book, don't just automatically assume it's wrong. Okay, this one has a little bit more, subjectiveness to it, I guess. All right, number 12. Blue trunk fish, I don't even know what that kind of fish is. I've never heard of that before. Live in the waters of a coral reef. So, what I would say on this one doesn't have an if in it, so I'm just going to basically take it and break the statement up to make it make sense. I would say, if a fish is a blue trunk fish, I'm really curious what that looks like now, then it lives in the waters of a coral reef. Now, would the reverse of this be true if I had said, if a fish lives in the waters of a coral reef, then it is a blue trunk fish? No, right? Because, what is it? Like Nemo, right? He lives in coral reefs, right? At least I think that's what that movie told me. So this wouldn't be a true statement if I reversed it, right? But I know that blue trunk fish live in a coral reef. So to an extent, while sometimes we can write them another way, we also need to think about, does it make sense to write them the other way? Okay, which we'll get into more of that in a minute as well. All right, the next one's decide whether the statement is true or false. If it's false, we need to provide a counterexample. Okay, so 14. A point may lie in more than one plane. Is that possible? Yes, right? Because it could be on the line that's intersecting the two planes. So it could be in multiple planes. So this one would be true. Um, 16. This one could be a little tricky potentially. If it is snowing, then the temperature is below freezing. Is that true? This one could go either way. Okay? All of you have had earth science, right? Yeah. Or at least for the most part. So this one hypothetically could go either way. The normal argument would be that this is true. If it's snowing, then it's going to be below freezing. However, what science probably taught you is sometimes it's colder up in the atmosphere than it is like down here. So while it might be cold enough for it to snow up there, it might not actually be below freezing down here. So that's one where it could go either way. So if you were going to say false, then you would need to basically explain the temperature. It could be above freezing and still snowing because of the temperature of the atmosphere. Okay, obviously that's requiring you to know a little background of science, but as a general rule, when it's snowing, it's very cold outside and it's probably freezing, right? So this one could go either way. I would say that it's true, but if you know that about science, then if you argued false, that's fine. Okay, something like that requires other knowledge, as long as you give a explanation for why you're saying false, it would be fine. Most of these are mathematical. They're not like knowledge outside of math class that you need to do them, but there are a few that have that. All right. All right, I'm flipping to page 76 now. So these ones have pictures of two angles here at the top. So we're looking at number 18. If we're writing the converse, if angle 1 measures 123 degrees, then angle 1 is obtuse. Okay? So the converse is where we just take the two statements and we swap them. So it would be if angle 1 is obtuse, then angle 1 measures 123 degrees. Now, that's given the picture that they're giving to us. There are certainly other obtuse angles that aren't 123 degrees, right? Anything over 90 degrees is obtuse. So just keep that in mind. But this is given the information that we have. We're just purely flipping it, even if it doesn't make a true statement. Like, we're just flipping it. So one that is not mathematical here. 20. I will go to the mall if it is not raining. So as a conditional statement,
if it is not raining, I will go to the mall.
Yes, as a conditional statement, it's if it is not raining, then I will go to the mall. But I need the converse, which means I need to flip them. So what would that be?
If it's not raining, then I'll go to the mall.
I was going to say
That's exactly what I just said. That's the conditional statement. Okay, so the conditional statement, based on what's given to us, would be if it is not raining.
But you said we need to flip it.
Then I will go to the mall. I want the converse of this statement.
Well, if it keeps raining, I won't go to the mall.
If it goes to the mall, like,
Yeah, if I go to the mall.
if I go to the mall,
It was.
then it won't be raining.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
If I go to the mall,
It's because it's.
then it is not raining.
Does the mall like magically stop the rain?
No, but it's saying like, basically, if you see me at the mall, it wasn't raining outside. Like, I was not going to go to the mall if it was raining, so it's just two different ways to write it. So be really cautious on ones like this because the original statement was, I will go to the mall if it is not raining. You've really got to watch for that word if so that you make sure that you're paying attention to get it right, okay? All right, the next ones are going to have a lot of writing. I'm going to apologize now. 22. I'm going to write the initial statement on this one because it's asking us to rewrite the postulate. I chose the shortest one, though, for you. Rewrite the postulate in if-then form. Then write the inverse, converse, and contrapositive of the conditional statement. Okay? So, 22 says, a line contains at least 2 points. I don't remember what postulate number that was, but anyways. Now, is this already an if-then form? No, so I need to do that first. Even though it didn't ask me for that, it asked, or well, yeah, it actually did. It says rewrite the postulate in if-then form. So I'm going to have 4 things I'm writing. So if-then form. How do you think I could rewrite this in if-then form? There's no if already in it, so we have a little bit of flexibility.
If there is a line, then there are at least 2 points.
Yep, so something like, if a line exists,
Then there is 2 points.
then it contains at least 2 points. Okay, and normally when we're talking about if, like, instead of saying if there is a line, we would want to say if a line exists. Typically, we want to talk about, like, existence, which we'll get into that, like, later. There are, like, existence theorems and postulates and stuff like that. So we want to typically say it that way, but obviously y'all didn't know that prior to right now. So, all right, the inverse. Okay, that means that I am negating both things. So the inverse of this would be if a line doesn't exist, then it is not true that it contains at least 2 points.
Do we have to put that as that it's not true?
Yes, because that's how you negate it. Now, you could obviously say isn't. I don't know why I wrote is not instead of just isn't, but all right, then they want the converse. So that would be the basically swap of our if-then statements. The converse is swapping the two things. So if a line contains at least 2 points, then the line exists. I think we're not going to finish this section today. That's okay. Then the contrapositive is the inverse of the converse. Okay? So we're negating both pieces of the converse. So if it isn't true that a line contains at least 2 points,
What does contrapositive mean again?
it's the the inverse of the converse. So if it isn't true that a line contains at least 2 points, and if you want to abbreviate points like PTS, like something like that to try to shorten it, you can do that. Then the line does not exist or doesn't exist. Okay. As long as you're doing like easy to understand abbreviations, I don't mind you abbreviating things. Like in the original statement, they didn't write the number 2, they like wrote it out as like TWO. Okay, I don't mind you shortening it. Or if it says something, these don't, but like if it says something about a triangle, draw a little triangle instead of writing the word triangle. Things like that are fine to abbreviate to help you shorten it because I know it's a lot of writing. This section's basically no math, just writing. So,
Okay,
All right.
thank you for asking your mom to come. Helped a lot. Someone was like, it made me feel like a dummy because I was like, this is so.
all right, illustrating postulates, fill in the blank. So this 26 through any blank points, there exists exactly one line. What would we fill in the blank with? 2. So they want you to draw a sketch of what that would look like. So I'm going to draw points A and B. And I have one line going through that. Is there another possible line that could go through those 2 points? Other than it being straight up on top of it. Nope. So that's it. So that's just proving our point there. All right, we're going to stop there. Do y'all want me to go ahead and give you problems up to where we are? They aren't due tomorrow. They'll all be due Monday when we finish the section. But so you can get started tonight, or would you rather wait and have them on the weekend? Now? Okay. All right, so up to where we are right now, you will have problems 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23 because you have the answers for it, but 24 is a little bit shorter. But you can abbreviate the number 3. You can obviously write 3 points. You can abbreviate like PTS, and then 1, you can obviously write the number 1, so it'll shorten it. And then 25 and 27.
So just 11 through 27 on it.
Oh, I guess that is basically what it comes out to be, isn't it? Normally I write out in advance what problems I'm going to give you, and I totally forgot to like pre-write them out, so that's why. But we're going to do more tomorrow. We'll be going from 30 up through 48 as far as like in class what we're doing tomorrow. So we'll finish those, and then whatever time's left after that, it probably will take us about 15 minutes, I would say, to finish. The time after that you'll have left to do it, and then all this will be due on Monday. Okay, but don't forget you also have your theorem and postula book due Monday. If you're finished early and you want to turn them in tomorrow, or you have them done right now, Anthony already turned his in. You're welcome to do that. Vocab's due next Wednesday, so if you want to knock those out now, you can, like not right now, but you can also do that.